thoughts pop into your mind of a dystopian future in which humanity has fallen to machines that are now our overlords? Many experts share your opinions on this. And I'm not here to tell them they're wrong, but I am here to tell you three things. Artificial intelligence can be good, not detrimental. We are already living in a world of AI. It's not the future, it's not something to be afraid of, because we're already living in it. And AI maintains the present so that we can innovate a better future. So, many experts believe, like I said, in this Terminator philosophy, that artificial intelligence is going to take over the world. It's going to bring about the downfall of humanity. But the way artificial intelligence works strictly shows that this won't necessarily happen. Artificial intelligences are created through machine learning, or which use neural networks, and these take a stimulus and produce a response. These take thousands of training, and through this training we can actually show and teach the artificial intelligence how to be good. We can actually determine its morality, because if we don't like the result it comes up with, we simply can train it further and change the result it will eventually come up with. So that's why artificial intelligence can be good. It doesn't have to be detrimental like all these experts are saying. So let me pause for a moment and let me talk about myself. I remember back in 4th grade, I loved, I still do, working with my hands and working in the fields of engineering. I wanted to discover a club or a team I could do at school to continue that passion and to grow that passion. So I joined the robotics team, and I haven't left since. In the robotics team, over all my years of being in it, I've actually been able to discover some of my favorite things about robotics. My favorite thing about robotics is definitely artificial intelligence. So, once I discovered artificial intelligence, I started to see it everywhere. Take, for example, Star Wars. In Star Wars, everywhere the characters turn, there must be a droid. These droids are intelligent machines that are performing tasks for the society there. That has allowed them to advance into a society that has far many more improvements than we have, like the lightsaber and the starship. And all of these intelligent machines are maintaining their conditions so that they can work on surviving in the field of battle and creating new innovations and new inventions. Even like the droids can even build and fix ships in battle and can just clean a carpet. So basically, artificial intelligence is in Star Wars, right? Artificial intelligence is also in the making of Star Wars. Take, for example, the Book of Boba Fett, a Disney Plus series that just recently released. In that, Luke Skywalker appeared again, but a much younger version of the Mark Hamill we all know. This one was completely created by CGI, computer-generated imaging. And basically, his voice was entirely generated by AI. It was not recorded by him, it was not recorded by someone that was a really good impressionist. It was actually recorded and created by artificial intelligence, because artificial intelligence is already in our world. Even the Star Wars universe has inspired creations of artificial intelligence in today's world. The creator of the Roomba, which is basically an intelligent vacuum that just goes around and automatically cleans your floors for you, stated that she got inspired by Star Wars to pursue a life of robotics. And that has led to the creation of these intelligent machines that we all know and love, but don't really consider artificial intelligence. We don't consider that we're living in it. Even the droid Cosmo, I like to call it the friendly droid, the friendly robot, is exposing kids to how robotics and artificial intelligence can be a world of friendly, peaceful robots, not these Terminator death machines that experts make them out to be. So let's move past Star Wars and let's look at another example, Tony Stark. You may know him better as Iron Man. Well, Tony Stark is surrounded by artificially intelligent machines and artificial intelligence everywhere he looks. For example, he has a robot arm, ironically it's nicknamed Dummy, which is incredibly smart and can help him with anything he needs, from holding a coffee to building a complex supersuit that keeps him alive on the field of battle. Tony Stark also invented Jarvis. I'm sure many of you know Jarvis. Jarvis controls all of Tony's house and his suit and pretty much anything he does. He's basically his best friend. So Jarvis is able to do many things that the human brain cannot because, well, it's a computer, right? But it's actually inspired creations in today's world. But before I talk about that, let's also talk about how artificial intelligence, as seen in movies, is found in the making of these movies. Because the trailer for Morgan was completely generated by artificial intelligence. It was not made by people. It was made by AI. And these Jarvis-like creations I mentioned, I'm sure many of you might have one at home. I know I do. Think of Alexa. Alexa follows this same stimulus response kind of input that we see within artificial intelligence. She is an artificial intelligence. And how many of you really are afraid of Alexa, that little circle in your home? I know I'm not, because we're already living in the world. There's nothing to be afraid of. We haven't fallen like the experts say we will. Take one last pop culture example, The Matrix. In The Matrix, artificial intelligence is the bad guy. But the cool thing is, it's actually the world they're living in. It's entirely a virtual world that's able to maintain itself. It's intelligent in itself. And we see this today already with virtual reality and augmented reality. And even in these fields, artificial intelligence is working with them to create better simulations of products before they go on the design belt, before they go in the marketplace, so that they can be tested early without ever having to create them. Artificial intelligence is maintaining the present tasks so that we can focus on the innovation of new ones, on the innovation of a better future. But pop culture is one thing. What about the real world? Well, I'm sure many of you can recognize this as Siri. I know I walked in with Siri, as many of you probably did as well. Siri is an artificial intelligence. She follows that stimulus response like I've talked about several times, and she helps us with everything we can want. I know if I'm lost when I'm driving out on the road, I can ask Siri to help me home, and she will actually show me the way to get home. We rely on her and Google Assistant, if you have an Android, to get us home. We rely on her to keep us safe. But we don't only rely on her artificial intelligence to keep us safe. We also rely on, for example, self-driving cars. Self-driving cars is this new innovation where cars are being able to use artificial intelligence to analyze their surroundings and keep the occupants of the car safe and not require them to drive. It's actually becoming a safer alternative because chaotic drivers can have road rage and stuff like that, but cars don't do that. They just know the conditions of the road and they follow them. Even artificial intelligence is being used in the medical fields to diagnose cancer. Diagnoses that are really hard for doctors to be able to actually, figure out what they are. Artificial intelligence is taking over that job for them so they can focus on how to treat things rather than how to detect them. One of my favorite parts of artificial intelligence is its ability to automate, and let me explain. I just recently started driving, and my mother, bless her heart, is very, very scared of that fact. Whenever I go somewhere, she has to make me tell her I'm leaving, tell her when I get there, tell her basically every moment I stop and every moment I go. But I'm not that good at remembering. I'm pretty forgetful, actually. So one of my favorite things is that Shortcuts app in iPhone, which uses the Siri AI to either remind me or even completely automate the task of keeping my mom from dying from a heart attack. And I think that is one of the best things about AI. Even artificial intelligence is being used in factories and industries to create products outside of the times humans really can. You all know we've been going through COVID for the past 2 years almost, maybe actually more. Well, COVID stopped a lot of workers from being able to go to their factories and industries. But we also started to rely on online shopping, which meant products went down, but they still were able to be created because artificially intelligent machines, like these robot arms you can see, are being able to continue that workload and pick up that slack that us humans are leaving behind so that we can work through sickness. Artificial intelligence is not only around us, but it's maintaining our present, helping us through things, keeping us alive. and letting us innovate a better future. So, overall, artificial intelligence is good. We can control its morality. It doesn't have to be bad. Artificial intelligence is all around us already. We're already living in the world of AI. So there's no reason to think it's a future thing that can be very scary. It's not, because we're already living in it. You probably have one on you right now. And finally, artificial intelligence maintains the present so that we as a society can focus on building and innovating a better tomorrow. Thank you.